Hello everyone. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss concurrent models and the unified process. Let us start with the first topic, that is the concurrent models. So, the concurrent process model defines a series of events that will trigger transition from state to state for each of the software engineering activities. Then, this model is iterative in nature. This model is useful for projects using new technologies, means those projects we are developing using new technologies, we can use concurrent models. Then also it's very useful for complex projects. Then the next one, that is very important functionality, that is the concurrent process model is an evolutionary process model. In the software engineering, the term concurrent means done at the same time. If we take waterfall model as an example, you will not know the activities going on in each phase. Only after the phase is over, you get a work product or a document. Suppose we want to know the state of activities of a design phase, and the same time we want to know about the testing phase activities, which one is completed and which one is not. So that time the concurrent process model shows the current state of activities, tasks and their associated states that remain in different phases. So the concurrent development model, sometimes it's called as a concurrent engineering. This is the figure of concurrent model. The activity modeling in this model may be in any one of the states noted at any given time. Similarly, other activities, actions or tasks. For example, we can say the construction, then testing, communication can be represented in an analogous manner. All software engineering activities exist concurrently but reside in different states. For example, early in a project, the communication activity has completed its first iteration and exists in the awaiting changes state. The modeling activity means designing. In this model, which existed in the inactive state while initial communication was completed, now makes a transition into the under development state. Then if sometimes the customer indicates that changes in the requirements must be made, the modeling activity moves from the under development state into the awaiting changes state. Concurrent modeling defines a series of events that will trigger transition from state to state for each of the software engineering activities and tasks. For example, during early stages of design, an inconsistency in the requirements model is uncovered. This generates the event analysis model correction, which will trigger the requirements analysis action from the done state into the awaiting changes state. Concurrent modeling is applicable to all types of software development and provides an accurate picture of the concurrent state of a project rather than confining software engineering activities, actions, tasks to a sequence of events. It defines a process network. Each activity, action or task on the network exists simultaneously with the other activities, actions or tasks. Events generated at one time in a process network trigger transitions among the states. The concurrent modeling defines a series of events that will trigger transitions from state to state for every software engineering activity and task. At the start of the system, it is in an inactive state. Then it goes into the under development stage. This modeling is applicable for all types of software development and provides the accurate picture of current state of software model. Now it's very important to know what are the advantages of concurrent model. So the first advantage, that is this model has immediate feedback from testing. Then second advantage is this model is applicable to all types of software development processes. Then this model is very easy for understanding and use. Then we can get the updated status of current state of a project using this model. Easily we can get it. Now the disadvantages of concurrent model. First one, for the better communication is needed between the team members, means we should have a better communication between team members, then and then this model will succeed. This may not be achieved all time. Then the second thing that is very important, remember the status of the different activities, because we are doing many activities simultaneously. Then analysis and design are complex tasks according to the requirement. Then they focus their main focus on the flexibility and the extensibility, not on the quality. Now the next topic that is very important, unified process. It is an iterative and incremental software development process framework. We knew that process models in software engineering are simply a series of steps or procedures followed to create a software product. The unified process model is an iterative incremental, and basically it is an architecture centric and use case driven approach to software development. The unified process, or we can say the rational unified process, is a framework for object oriented software engineering using UML. This is a use case driven architecture centric, iterative and incremental software development model. It encompasses the important role of software architecture and helps the architect focus on the right goals, such as understanding, then reliance on future changes, and very most important, that is the reusability. The unified process recognizes the importance of customer communication and streamlined methods for describing the customer's view of the system, means the use case view. It suggests a process flow that is iterative and incremental, providing the evolutionary feel that is essential in modern software development. Now, this is the figure of unified process. Basically, it depicts the phases of the UP, that is the unified process. The key characteristics of a unified process are like it is a iterative and incremental development framework. Then it is architecture centric, with a major work being done to define and validate an architectural design for the most coding is done. It is a risk focused and emphasizes that highest risk factors be addressed in the earliest deliverable possible. It is a use case and the UML model driven, with nearly all requirements being documented in one of those forms. So here we can see various phases of UP are like communication, then planning, modeling, construction, and the deployment. So let us discuss various phases. Let's have a look at the advantages of unified model. So the first advantage, that is users can easily comprehend your plan because it is organized based on things that they do. Then the second one, that is increase in the user's interest and the understanding. It's a very good for the user satisfaction. Then third one, that is valuable and coherent portion of the system, that is the use cases are developed providing business value to your users. Then the last one, that is the developers learn the business while they implement the use cases. Now the disadvantages of unified models are: first one, that is all use cases are not created equal. Then the second one, that is this model may increase the complexity. Then the third one, that is reuse becomes difficult in case of unified process. Then incomplete, if your application is incomplete, it may cause application not to be used. Then the use cases are not complete definition of your requirements. Now let us see when to use unified model. When the system needs to have a lot of interaction with end users, at that time we should prefer unified model. Then also in the online systems, web interfaces have a very high amount of interaction with the end users, are best suited for the prototype model. It ensures that the end users constantly work with the system and provide a feedback. At that time, we should go for the unified model. Thank you.